Day 6, Iranian Embassy Siege, May the 5th, 1980, the final day. First of all, I'd like to say thanks for the support I've had, having done the interview today on Good Morning Britain. Quite fun to speak to somebody that I helped rescue and never met for 40 years. Sim Harris. Yes, brings back the memories. However, before we start, let me just say that if you subscribe free to my YouTube channel, Rusty Firmin, SAS TV, that'd be great. There's way over 3,000 on there now, and it's building. So it shows that some of you, if not all of you, are enjoying some of these little video clips during lockdown. It gives us all something to do, and reminiscing is quite fun. Prints and books, which an awful lot now have gone. I still have a few. If anybody wants them, just go to my website, www.rusty-firmin.com. Wrong, www.rusty-firmin.org/shop. It'll take you straight there. When they've gone, they've gone. Today will also be the last day, that 5th of May. I will be signing them 5th of the 5th, 20, which is the 40th anniversary to the day. As I say, there's quite a number gone, and I've got about 15 more to do. So I'll leave that with you. Okay, real time, day 6 of the siege. Quickly talk about the hostages and their moods. Well, you heard from Sim Harris today, if you watched Good Morning Britain. He was only one of the 26 that were initially in there, and he was one of the 19 that were saved and rescued by the time we'd finished that day. Everyone had a story, but in general, a lot of them were rock bottom on morale. Things had happened. Terrorists now, we'll come on to in a second, were not behaving properly. Obviously, in a locked-in, confined space like that, I should imagine the thoughts that were going through the hostages' mind, both male and female, were pretty drastic. What was going to happen? What could they do about where they were? The answer is nothing. They had to sit tight. Even though they tried, one of them wanted to escape, even he sat tight at the end. They just didn't know what was going on. However, the good news is we didn't know all of that because we were next door. We knew some of it, but we didn't know all of what was going on. So the terrorists, from what we knew, intelligence we had, the terrorists were getting tired, probably not sleeping that well, looking after the hostages to make sure nobody escapes, constantly on stag, some of them. Some of them had had their first wash for 5 days. So it just shows you how tense it must have been. To us, it didn't make any difference. We had the television with the snooker tables and everything going on. The terrorists, once they started arguing amongst themselves, well, it's only going to end up one way, really. One person wants something, the other terrorist wants something else. So let them argue about it. You know, there's nothing you can do about that side of it. Everybody was trying to get calm. They wanted the ambassadors to come. They weren't coming. They weren't being told what was happening. Therefore, their little brains are thinking all sorts of things are going to happen. Salim, the leader, was threatening to kill hostages. one in 45 minutes time, then one every hour or whatever, until he got his way. Actually, he never did get his way. And eventually he executed Lavasani, the press attaché, in the afternoon, early afternoon. But for us, there was no proof of murder. There was gunshots heard, but there were still negotiations going on, still deadlines to be met. So nobody was going to rush us in, because at the moment, okay, anybody could fire a gun inside a building. It doesn't mean to say anybody's been murdered. There's no proof of murder on UK soil. It's still a police operation. I'll come on to our side of it in a second. So as time went on, there were still demands, still waiting for ambassadors to come. Even one of the local imams tried to talk to the terrorists, getting nowhere. So we're next door. We're as fully charged as we can be. We know there's problems. So none of us are racing backwards to Regent's Park Barracks anymore. We're all as one now, a unit. We had our problems. We couldn't blow the window in we wanted to because there was people hung on the ropes above us. So I made a decision to go through the library. Remember, you've got to be adaptable and flexible. So Bob made entry. We followed Bob through and into the library and cleared the basement and the ground floor. Limit of exploitation for my team was the basement, ground floor, and the stairwell leading up to the first floor. Limit of exploitation just means everybody isn't running everywhere around the building. All the guys and the teams, subunits, if you want to call them that, all had limits of exploitation. Clear all of that, make it secure, and rescue the hostages. That was done. Okay, so lots of bangs, lots of screaming, lots of shooting, people slipping on the gas from the skylight that was blown on, and the gas in the air, slipping on the carpets, females and males making an exit, or trying to make an exit now down the stairs, being handed forcefully one guy to another, trying to identify people as they went past them in black, or my guys in black, passing them down the stairs and passing them down and passing them down, until finally they were all clear at the bottom of the stairs. The gunfire in different rooms, mainly the second floor, the first floor, and the ground floor, which is my responsibility. The top floors, there was no hassle up there at all. There wasn't anybody. So they were from the second floor downwards. Once that happened, and they started to come through us, can you imagine, all the smoke and gas mixed in? These people had never smelt it before, never seen it. We had respirators on. We work in that environment. We train with live ammunition. We train in gas and wear respirators an awful lot of the time. So you can imagine the panic and chaos inside. At the same time, we're looking for terrorists. I can't say exactly what happened on the top floors and the other floors. It's all in my book, go, for people who took part in it. What I can say is that when they came down the stairs from the first floor to the ground floor, which is mine and my team, they were then ID'd as they were coming past us before they got out of the building, hopefully. Didn't quite work like that. The hostages got out, but a terrorist, Fauzi Nejad, got out with them. Suspected Stockholm Syndrome. Somebody was trying to shield him and he got him out. Lucky man. However, the 4 terrorists were taken out upstairs, as you read in the book, had weapons and stuff, and posed a threat. The one that came down the stairs This, we found out later, was Fauzi. I beg your pardon. It was Faisal. He was the second in command of the terrorists. We found out he's the one who actually executed Lavasani on the stairs. Anyhow, shouting from upstairs, John Mack and them, I found out later. I couldn't hear a word, but a lot of finger pointing and shouting. Generally, almost like a threatening behaviour. And as people came down the stairs, we were identifying them. I saw one guy looking over the banister, where everybody else was trying to get out of the building. He had an olive green jacket on, and when all the studying of the photos and stuff that took place in the holding area of terrorists, something just clicked. As I turned him round and saw the grenade, all in one movement, turned him round, and as I shot him, he fell to the bottom of the ground, the floor, straight down the stairs, onto the stairwell, into the bottom of the stairs. Found out later that that was Faisal, the bully boy. There was other shots being fired at the same time. So after my old mate Snapper hit him on the back of the head before, just as he got to me, the thud, yeah, he just didn't have room to swing round, but he saw him, and that was that. So he fell to the bottom of the stairs. Everybody else was coming down the stairs. Eventually the teams came down the stairs, having completed everything. Normally we would have stayed in the building for post-op procedure, what happens afterwards. But he couldn't, it was burning. Everything was burning in there. So everybody came out to the back of the building. I was arguably, well, I was the last man out of the embassy. And the fact was, that was because everybody that came through us had to be accounted for. And I was blue team leader on that day. Eventually we all ended up at the back where all the hostages and terrorists were being separated out the back. And we'll leave that for another day. I'm going to do one more of these. I'll do it tomorrow. What happened from where I'm just leaving off with the hostages and stuff, and what happened to us after, and who won the snooker. So I hope you enjoyed today, and who dares wins.